It saw ancient galaxies. But they weren't small or chaotic, as we had once believed. They were massive, structured, mature, far too mature for the time they belonged to. They formed not billions of years after the Big Bang, but just a few 100 million years later. This wasn't supposed to be possible. Like stumbling upon skyscrapers in the ruins of a newborn city, these colossal galaxies should not have existed so early. Something was wrong. Or perhaps, something was hidden. The James Webb Telescope had pulled back the cosmic veil, and behind it was a truth stranger than fiction. The early universe was supposed to be a quiet nursery, a place of gentle beginnings. But instead, it was alive with colossal activity, stars being born in furious bursts, galaxies colliding and merging in rapid succession. And from this cosmic chaos, a new idea began to form. What if the Big Bang was not the first page? What if it was only a chapter in a longer story? Physicists began to look again at the edges of time. At the subtle clues encoded in background radiation, in gravitational ripples, in the cold whispers of hydrogen drifting through the void. Some turned to string theory, where dimensions curl and uncurl beyond human perception, where our universe may be one vibration among infinite others. Others studied the idea of the Big Bounce, a cycle of expansion and collapse, a heartbeat of cosmic creation and destruction. And some peered deeper still, into the quantum fabric of nothingness, where nothing is never truly empty. Where particles flicker in and out of existence, and virtual universes dance in the foam of uncertainty. Could the Big Bang have been the result of a quantum fluctuation? A sudden rise in potential, a spark leaping out of the vacuum, not from a god's hand, but from the raw, restless rules of quantum law. Perhaps. And then came the most daring idea of all. What if time itself is not linear? What if it loops, or folds, or blooms like a fractal? What if before the Big Bang, there was another universe? Not just one, but many. A multiverse. Each with its own laws, its own beginning, its own story. A cosmos of cosmoses, forever birthing and collapsing, like waves on an eternal shore. The James Webb Telescope, that golden eye in the silence, may have glimpsed the fingerprints of one such past. A structure. A pattern. An echo of something older than time itself. And then came the echo. Not a sound, but a structure, etched into the background of space. A ripple in the cosmic microwave map. Too perfect, too aligned, as if someone, or something, had pressed a signature into space-time itself. Scientists called it an anomaly. But others whispered, it might be a message. A memory. A scar left by a universe that came before. The James Webb Telescope had detected patterns, not random, not chaotic, but recursive, fractal, strangely ordered. In a patch of space near a dying quasar, a peculiar alignment of galaxies twisted unnaturally. They curved not due to gravity, but as if drawn by invisible threads. As if pulled by the hands of an older geometry. Some dared to ask, were we seeing the fabric of another dimension? Not imagined, but revealed, light bending where it shouldn't bend. Dark matter was once the answer. But even dark matter obeys the rules. This didn't. Quantum physicists began cross-examining the data, finding correlations between gravitational lensing events and wave interference patterns, finding equations that describe not our universe, but the bleeding edge of another. Perhaps the veil between realities had thinned. From something beyond our universe. And now, the James Webb Space Telescope had caught a shimmer of it. A telescope can only see so far. But the human mind, it peers deeper. And with each mystery JWST reveals, our ancient questions become new again. Who are we? Where did we come from? And what, true knew how to shine? What was there? Silence. Stillness. Or something else entirely. For countless generations, humanity has gazed up at the night sky. Eyes filled with wonder. Hearts full of questions. Beneath the glow of ancient stars, we've asked the question etched into every culture, every myth, every science: where did it all begin? Modern physics gave us a starting point: the Big Bang. A bold, elegant theory wrapped in cosmic fire. It tells us the universe was born from a singularity, a single point, unimaginably hot, infinitely dense, that erupted in a sudden flash 13.8 billion years ago. From that moment, everything changed. Time began to flow like a river. Space began to stretch like a fabric in motion. Matter and energy unraveled from the same primordial thread. Light escaped from the womb of chaos. The first particles were born: quarks, electrons, protons. And from these, the seeds of stars and galaxies began to form. The universe expanded, cooling, growing, shaping itself into vast cosmic architecture. Galaxies emerged like whirlpools of stars, spinning through the void. Stars ignited. Planets took form. Dust and gas became cradles of gravity and fire. And somehow, on one of those small, spinning worlds, life stirred. But for all its grandeur, the Big Bang is not the whole story. It is a doorway, not the first room. It is a beginning, but not the origin. Because the question remains: what came before the bang? What existed before time itself cracked open? Until now, that question lingered in the realm of speculation, tangled in theories, hinted at by equations, imagined by philosophers. But everything changed when a new eye opened upon the cosmos. A machine of mirrors, golden and delicate, floating 1,000,000 miles from Earth. The James Webb Space Telescope. It stares not just across distance, but across time. It looks so deep into the darkness that it sees the first light. The light that has traveled for billions of years to reach us. The light from the beginning of everything. And in that light, in the oldest beams still drifting through the void, it saw something no one expected. Let me know when to continue with the next segment. What came before everything? Before the ticking of time. Before the unfolding of space. Before even light had a path to follow. Humanity has always looked to the stars, asking the oldest question of all. Where did it all begin? Science gave us an answer: the Big Bang. A theory of creation, born from mathematics and mystery. A moment when all of reality exploded from a point smaller than an atom. Heat. Pressure. Light. Space. Time. All of it bursting into being in a cosmic instant. From that moment came the universe we know. Galaxies whirled into shape. Stars were born in clouds of dust. Planets formed, and life, somehow, emerged. But the Big Bang is not the full story. It is a chapter, not the prologue. A beginning, yes, but not the first breath. Because now, something has changed. A new eye has opened in the dark. The James Webb Space Telescope, our most powerful lens into the ancient past. Launched into the silence of space, 1 million miles from Earth. It peers into the deep infrared, revealing what was once hidden. And what it has found has shaken the foundation of our understanding. Whispers from a time before time. Structures too old, too evolved.